Hi everyone in Project 3, in my Project 3 classes and from the other classes who are joining my class. Welcome to this week's YouTube lesson in which we are going to be focusing on three things, okay? We're focusing on 6C in Project, which will be page 72 and 73, going through entertainment and Trinity. And I will be giving you all a special task, which is a poetry task, which I'll explain a little bit later on. Okay, so I'll explain it later on. All right. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to explain is this week on page 72 and 73, which is 6C. Before I start, next week for Friday's classes, there is a festivo, but all students will either have me on Monday or Wednesday afternoon. So this Monday or Wednesday afternoon, you will have the option. I'll be giving you your class times. For students who had me at 4 o'clock and 10 to 5 today, you will have me on Monday at the same time. And anyone who had me after that will have me at 2 p.m. on Wednesday. Okay, so there are ways and means around it. Okay, so what's happening today? So let's look. I'm going to just explain what's going to be on the Zoom lesson, what we're going to cover, and little things that you may need to do in your own time. Now, so first of all, on page 72, what we're going to be looking at, we are going to be looking at Ashley's camera, which is a reading task. You're going to look at the title and the pictures and what is happening in each picture. Now, there is discussions to be made on this, so be prepared, okay? So we'll be talking about this. Read the story and then put the sections in the correct order. Now, this is spread between 72 and the bottom of page 73. Now, I'm not showing you the answers because that's just causing trouble. So 73, which is here, okay? So that's what you're going to be doing now. Now, you have to put the story in order. Also, when you are reading the story, before class, I want you to look at any vocabulary that you do not understand. So look at any relevant vocabulary that you do not understand, and then let's go forward from that. So you have to look forward from that, and then go forward from that, and then we'll go through definitions and different things like that and trying to use it in a sentence, and then so. What we also will be, you'll have to complete is on page 73, you have to complete the sentences. Read the sentences and look at the story to complete them as well. Okay, so you have to do that as well. We are going to do a quick listening. You're going to look at these things and which do you think are mentioned in the last part of the story. I will have the audio prepared, so we'll be able to do a little bit of listening as well. A very important thing that we're going to be looking at next week is what we call phrasal verbs. So verbs that tend to be used in phrase form. So for example, a lot of English verbs have got two parts. Verb and a particle, which you see up here, a verb and a particle, preposition or adverb. So for example, get up, like I'm doing right now, sit down. Phrasal verb. Go out, come in. There's lots of different ones. And one thing we're going to be looking at is match the verb and particles to make phrasal verbs from the story. And then make a sentence for each verb. Oh, that's a challenge, and that's something you're going to be doing as a task after class next week. Also as well, when we're also looking at that, you are going to have a writing task to complete, which is also going towards your final marks. Okay? So tell the story of Ashley's camera from the man's point of view and use the pictures to help you. Then write his story and follow this model. Now this is literally, you've got the basics of the story, but you have to fill in the gaps. All right, so you have to fill in the gaps accordingly. Now, that is what we're going to be doing next week on Project 3. Okay, so anything that you need to ask, you can ask me in the email. Next, we're going to be looking at Trinity. Now, in the last two videos, I've covered festivals and I've covered music. Today, we're going to talk about entertainment. So what do you do to entertain yourselves? What do you do to have fun? What is entertaining to you? Entertainment is something that you enjoy. For example, I love going to the cinema. I always go to the cinema. Have you ever watched a movie in the cinema? Who knows? So that is something we're going to be looking at. Now, I'm going to give you some questions. So you need to listen carefully. I'm going to give you 5 questions and I want 5 answers to these questions when we're practicing in Zoom. Okay, so 5 questions to practice during in Zoom. Okay, so entertainment. So for example, if I asked you this question, do you like going to the cinema? Do you like going to the cinema? Why or why not? Okay, so do you like going to the cinema? Why or why not? The second question that I want you to ask, that I want from you is, tell me about a film you have seen recently. Tell me about a film you have seen recently. The third one, do you watch a lot of TV? And if so, what programs do you like to watch? Do you watch a lot of TV? What type of programs do you like to watch? So do you like to watch reality, music, soap operas, action, different game shows? I love a game show. Do you ever go to the theatre? My favourite question. Do you ever go to the theatre? And the last question for you to think about and think of an answer to, are there any good entertainment facilities here in Lugo? Are there any good entertainment facilities in Lugo? Okay, so you have to write an answer to these questions. Okay, so you have to write an answer to these questions and prepare an answer for these questions. Okay, all right. Okay, and I also want you to prepare 2 or 3 questions to ask another student in the class or ask myself. Okay, when we're in the Zoom class. All right, so that's something to prepare as well. Now, today I'm going to give you a bit of a special lesson as well. Welcome to what I'm going to call Poetry Corner. Now, in the books that we do comprehension. There's loads of different types of tasks. There's stories, facts. Today, poetry. So, this is a poem called Why. Okay? So, the Cornish poet, I'm going to just explain the synopsis to this. This is by a Cornish poet. So, it's a man from a place called Cornwall in England called Charles Cosley. And his poem, Why, was inspired by folk songs, like traditional songs from where he is from. Ballads, slow songs and hymns, songs you would hear in a church when he was a child. What kind of songs did you hear when you were a child as well? In this poem, he uses a series of questions to describe a little girl called Susanna's feelings on what we call Bonfire Night, which happens on the 5th of November every year in the UK, which it marks the failed attempt in 1605 of a man called Guy Fawkes to blow up the Houses of Parliament. So there's a little bit of history there for you. The dummy that's talked about in this poem is placed on a bonfire night fire, and is known as a guy, after Guy Fawkes. Okay? I'm going to read the poem out to you, but all of you will receive an email with a photo of this task. Okay? Alright, so listen to the poem. Okay? And I'll explain what the task is going to involve. Why? By Charles Cosley. Why do you turn your head, Susanna? And why do you swim your eye? It's only the children on Belmont Street calling a penny for the guy. Why do you look away, Susanna, as the children wheel him by? It's only a dummy in an old top hat and a fancy jacket and a tie. Why do you take my hand, Susanna, as the pointing flames jump high? It's only a bundle of sacking and straw. Nobody's going to die. Why is your cheek so pale, Susanna, as the whiz-bangs flash and fly? It's nothing but a rummage of paper and rag, strapped to a stick you spy. Why do you say you hear, Susanna, the sound of a last long sigh? And why do you say it won't leave your head, no matter how hard you try? Best let me take you home, Susanna. Best on your bed to lie. It's only a dummy in an old top hat. Nobody's going to die. Okay? Now, there's quite a few words there that you may not be familiar with because it's an older poem. It's an older poem. So, if someone is shouting a penny for the guy, a penny is 1 cent. A penny for the guy. So a penny for the guy who's like a scarecrow. He's like a scarecrow, a man on a stick. Okay? A dummy is someone who, as referred to, the man on the stick, the guy on the stick who doesn't move. So a bundle of sacking and straw. So bundles, if something is bundled up, it's like a pile and it's like stuffed. So it's like underneath the statue, there's straw and paper and all different materials. Pale is very white, very, very white. So like ghost white. Whiz-bangs is a bit of a funny word. Whiz-bangs is it's like a metaphor for all the flames that are going in the fire going in different directions. Okay? Same as bundle, rummage. It's like all the material that's underneath, paper and rag. Strapped means like a seatbelt. You're strapped in, you don't move. Stick, you spy. In the line which says last long sigh is like, oh, done. Okay, and then that's it. Those are the particular words of vocabulary. So what I will be doing is I will send you and your parents an email with the questions to this task along with the poem. So you have the poem and then the task questions to complete. You have 9 questions to complete on this. Very short questions. If you don't understand the question, send me an email and I'll go through it with you, okay? Don't worry. All right? So that is going towards portfolio work as well, okay? Also as well, Project 3s, I will also be sending your parents and yourselves a checklist of work that needs to be up to date, just to make sure that you have all work completed and all exercises completed, okay? Well, other than that, that is the end of today's video, okay? I wish you all a very happy weekend and I hope to see you all next week, okay? So I'll see you all Monday or Wednesday. Have a good weekend and stay happy and stay safe, okay? Bye-bye.